You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash later valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above.
It's time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. Here's Scotty K.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spicy Pie. It's a Scotty K Show on this Wednesday night, 16th of February. Yeah, 16th of February. We welcome you to our show tonight. And, hey, I love this time of year. It's postseason time in high school athletics, including hockey and basketball on both the boys and the girls side, and we're just ahead of the start of the Class A postseason tournament run with basketball and both boys and girls. We have hockey coming up this week on the PSP network. Nick Hallberg will have the audio-only call of all the tournament games from the West Region Tournament, which starts tomorrow in Bismarck. We're going to talk to Jason Bennett, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians, here in a bit. We'll talk about what he thinks is going to happen maybe in the tournament. But I just want to let you know PSP will have coverage of all 11 games from that tournament, including the 4 quarterfinals, the 2 loser outs, and the semifinals on Friday, and then the state qualifiers and the title game on Saturday. We'll go through the pairings here in a bit. Also want to tell you that we will have coverage of the Class B Region 6 girls basketball tournament coming up at the Minot City Auditorium next Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Video and audio coverage of all that. We'll talk about that tonight. We'll also have, from our Bismarck end of it, we'll have Class B Region 6 girls basketball, all 8 games from that tournament, which will get underway with playing games this weekend, and then the actual tournament coming up starting in Mandan next Monday. And we'll go through those pairings and tell you about what's going on in basketball. We're going to talk hockey first. West Region Hockey Tournament starts at the VFW in Bismarck tomorrow. A quarterfinal round tomorrow has the first game, Jamestown, the number 1 seed, against Mandan. And then number 4 will go against number 5, Bismarck High and Williston. Then the third game tomorrow night here in the PSP network, it'll be BENNETT High, the number 2 seed. They come in with a 14-7-0 record against the Bottineau Rugby Braves. And the final game will be Bismarck Legacy and Bismarck Century. We'll go with the 2 loser out in semifinals coming up on Friday, and then the state qualifiers and title game on Saturday. Joining me right now, Jason Bennett, co-coach of the Minot High Magicians, the number 2 seed, as they will again battle with Bottineau Rugby tomorrow in a quarterfinal game. And Jason, I know coaches, for fans and for the media, it's a great time of year. I don't know it is for coaches, and as you look at it, and we were talking before we went on the air, I thank you for coming up here. And he says, I kind of like to have this going on, because he says at postseason time, it's not conducive to have a lot of just downtime.
Yeah, it's sitting around or watching TV. At least, I can tune into the USA Canada Women's Olympic Hockey game tonight to kind of pass some time. But yeah, we're ready to go as coaches, ready to play. We've had a good week of practice. I know the kids are anxious and ready to go. So let's get after it tomorrow night.
Jason, talk about where your team is right now. I know we talked earlier in the year. We've talked a couple of times, and you always want to be peaking at the right time of the year, and the right time of the year is right now. What do you think your hockey team are you comfortable where you're at right now?
I think so. I think we are just looking at some stats here. We've won 8 of the last 9. I think we've scored 5 or 6 goals in each of the last 6 games. We haven't given up a whole lot over that span either. So, I think we're in good shape. I don't know if I'd say we're a favorite to win the tournament. Jamestown is at 1 seed. We're ended up the 2 seed. But I think, this is one of those years where I think we got as good a shot as ever. There's some years you go in and, it'd take a bit of a miracle to kind of win the thing.
Right.
But this year I think it's I don't know if I'd say it's wide open, but, I'd put us up there with anybody.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. And I don't follow hockey as much as I do basketball, but I do a lot of talking to you guys and to Nick and that sort of thing. This could be as wide open as the West region has been for a lot of years, because a lot of years it's been Bismarck, Century, Bismarck High, and Minot High, and then the rest of it. This year, I think this might be a toss-up tournament.
It is, and there's always, you think most years it's going to kind of play out how it does. The 1 will win, the 2 will win, the 3 should beat the 6. But, you look at that 3-6 matchup this year with a first-year program Legacy against a perennial powerhouse Bismarck Century team that's been playing well. Who knows which way that's going to go? That could be a coin flip. I mean, it's crazy. 4-5, Bismarck against Williston. They met last year. Bismarck has struggled as of late, but I think they have a couple of their top-end guys back. Williston, they started to come on a little bit late toward the end of the year, maybe the best player in the region, that Ekblad kid, and they got a great forward up there, Collings kid. So we just want to take care of our business. That's what we preached about this week in practice, and go from there.
Hey, let's talk about your first-round matchup. You got Bottineau team that you beat a couple of weeks ago up there. It was a 6-point game, but they battled you. They had you down, and you guys had a great third period. When you look at Bottineau Rugby, I know they've got 2 or 3 really good kids, and then have the complement kids there too. What are the keys going into the game against Bottineau Rugby?
We have last change, so we can kind of get the matchup we want. Whether it's a checking line against their top line, or maybe our kids are a little heavier, a little tougher to play against. We can get the defensive pairing we want, and that's a big thing. Hockey's one of the sports where that last change or home field, home ice advantage really does help. They're a skilled team. They're young. We played them up there, and they'd been playing some pretty good hockey. It was a 6-pointer. we didn't give up much. We defended pretty well, and we take pride in that. And we got some key power play goals. We've stayed pretty disciplined, and I think that's going to be key tomorrow night.
Jason, and the other thing, and I'm not saying other teams don't have some depth, but in talking with you and some of the hockey dads and that sort of thing, that I know is that you're really, really confident with, because you think you got really two really good first line, or two good really lines.
Yeah, we do. And we think we have more than that. We have a third line.
Exactly.
Yeah, but obviously you have, you put numbers on things, and it is what it is. But yeah, we got 6 forwards up front that are interchangeable, and we've changed some things around, and we've tweaked some things around, and we got, probably 7 or 8 kids now we're throwing in our power play, different looks, different sets. And we think that depth helps. We have maybe one of those 2 lines. They're going to kind of try to be a shutdown line for a night. That opens the door to the next group. And it's their job to score. So yeah, we're happy with where we're at in terms of depth. And in a 3-day tournament, over the years, you learn how important having depth is.
That's a question I want to ask you, because during the year you don't play a lot of back-to-back games. I know you did at Christmas time when you went to Roseau for the tournament, but that's more kind of a laid-back tournament. Do you worry about fatigue with your kids?
I don't think so. I think we're finally to the point of the year where, we're healthy in terms of cough and cold and COVID and all that. Obviously this late in the year, everybody's kind of bumped up and bruised and things like that. But in terms of health and in terms of being in shape, I think we've had a couple good weeks of practice, and we've played quite a bit lately. It might not be every day here and there, but it's, we play a Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. So you don't have a whole lot of time to condition during practice, but I think the game and the game pace has kind of put us in good shape.
And another thing I think happened this year, because Mother Nature played a part in this year with games having been postponed, and now you got to play back-to-back game 3 and 5 days or whatever. So I think teams are a little bit more in tune to playing those back-to-back games.
Yeah, and we didn't get this West Region tournament last year, unfortunately. We did we did the home seed, had the opening round game, so it wasn't 3 in a row.
Right.
And not many teams do play 3 in a row, I know at East.
Well, they don't do it out East.
No, they don't. So, we unfortunately, we had, a trip out East. We were supposed to play Friday, Saturday, and that got canceled. And but that's just how it goes, and yeah, it's you can't really control Mother Nature.
The other thing that I want to ask you, because I think you played your last hockey game a week ago Tuesday against Williston.
No, we ended last Thursday against Legacy.
Okay,
a makeup game. Yep.
But still, you've had a week off. Did you like the break? I mean, just to kind of give kids a little bit of time to sit back and maybe re-energize, but you knew you had to get some things done. Was it good to have that week off?
It was. We played Thursday, which was a makeup game, and I think we like that better than having played Tuesday. That almost gets to be too long.
Okay.
We went pretty hard on Friday, and they had the weekend off, and we got back after it Monday, Tuesday, and we had a pretty good skate today. And they'll go to school tomorrow. We'll get out in the afternoon and be down there, ready to go for that 5 o'clock game.
The other question I want to ask, I'm going to go back to your team. We talked about your 2 front lines, and you're happy with your third line. You also are getting good defense, and also, very consistent goalie play. And that's so key at tournament time.
Yeah, we told the kids today at practice how proud we are of them as a coaching staff, from where we were on day 1 to where we are here now, February 16th. If you'd have told us that with what we returned, we had 1 defenseman that returned. We graduated about 15 seniors. We had an all-state goalie last year. There was a lot of unknowns coming into the year. We had a couple freshmen move up from Bantams that, there were questions about that. And you look at those 2 kids, and they both played wonderful, and they fit in great. And, we had 1 regulation loss this year. So if you're going to tell us that would have been the case in the West Region, we'd have said, we'll take it. For the 3rd straight year, we tied, at least a share of the regular season championship, and that's something that hasn't happened in Minot High in a number of years. So we've got a good thing going here the last 3 years, and the kids have stepped up and really played well this year.
Well, you talked about it because you said it before we went on the air that this has been one of the, and every year is a fun year as a head coach, but you've really had a lot of fun, you and John, this year. And you talked about resilience. You didn't know what to expect going into the season, did you?
No, we start the year, we lose to Mandan, we lose to Dickinson in shootouts, and you're kind of thinking, well, geez, what the heck, we got ourselves into this year. We've had it pretty easy the last couple of years. And the kids respond. They played well. They're gritty, a gritty group, and like I said, they're resilient. There's been a number of games this year where we've got down 1-0. Legacy the other night, for example, it's 2-0, and there's really nothing on the line that game. We were locked into 2 seed. They were the 3 seed, but we battled back. We we scored some goals. We got down 3-2 to start the third, and the third period has kind of been our period this year. And the other years, other teams maybe they don't bounce back, and maybe you lose that game 3-2, or maybe it's a 4-2 empty netter. But we've seemed to be able to put the puck in the net late in the game, and that's a good sign.
I go back to a question, because you talked about, every year you go in, you think 2 should beat 7, 1 should beat 8 or 9 or whatever, and 3 should beat. But I look at Jamestown Mandan. Mandan was really good the first 2 periods against Dickinson the other day in the play-in game. Jamestown's probably the favorite in that. But I look at the 4-5 Bismarck against Williston, and then 3-6 when you got two Bismarck teams going after each other. Wouldn't surprise me to see those go one way or the other.
No, it wouldn't surprise me, especially if Bismarck has their guys back. I mean, Williston has been kind of the Jekyll and Hyde this year.
Exactly.
They're projected to be, one, I don't know, projections are,
well,
they are
no,
what they
I
are.
understand.
But, with their kind of top-end talent, and they possibly, if they had lost to Dickinson last week, they would have bumped down to the 8th seed. I don't think anybody in the region would have saw that coming, but now they're 5, and Bismarck High started the year off hot as heck. They got a couple injuries, and then they dropped about 8 of their next 9. Well, now they get guys healthy, and if you start doing that at this time of the year, I mean, high school hockey, all it takes is 1 or 2 kids.
Jason, and I talk about, and I'm more of a basketball guy than I am a hockey guy, and you know that, but I said in hockey, it's one game at a time, just like it is in basketball, but the puck could drop this way or it could slide this way. I mean, it's a game of breaks now, and you got to take advantage of the breaks that you get.
It is. You have to have, constant pressure. And we talked to the kids about that today. It's so funny. I saw a thing with Tom Brady, and he said, if it's not hard, it's not worth doing. And we told the kids, winning a West Region tournament's hard. That's we haven't done it in 16 years.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, we've been in, I want to say, I don't know, 7 or 8 of them, I bet you, in the last 16 years, and we haven't found a way to do it. And maybe it's, we run into a hot goaltender, or we maybe give up a bad goal, or, we take too many penalties, or whatever the case might be. We told them, there's going to be ups and downs in the tournaments, 3 games, and yeah, you go game by game, really hockey shift by shift, and sometimes you might get chewed out by the coach, but it's how you respond to that, and it's for the best of the team, and we'll see how it goes.
How do you and John handle it when you say, okay, it's tournament time, it's one game at a time, but you can't make it too big, can you?
I don't know. I think, like I said, it's been 16 years. It's been way too long. And, I've been around in some capacity, either as assistant coach or head coach or whatever for that time period. And obviously your number one goal as the season starts is to, win the West Region regular season title. And then your next goal, you say, is you want to qualify for state. Some way, somehow, you find a way to win 2 games of the West Region tournament. Well, I don't know if we threw that out the window here in the last 2 weeks, and we told them our goal is to win that tournament.
Right.
100%, we're going down there with a chip on our shoulder to win that tournament. And maybe in the past we haven't put enough emphasis on that. We've just said, hey, let's go, we qualify for state, and then we get that game, and it's free hockey, blah, blah, blah. But this year I think the mindset's a little different. I know as a coaching staff we're more focused, and I think the kids have heard that from us, and I think they'll be ready to play.
They're excited to play, aren't they?
They are excited to play. It's a like I said, I've had as much fun coaching this year as I had probably the last 8. It's a great group of kids, and we're really excited.
And the big thing about it is with what happened last year with COVID and that sort of thing, you played the Tuesday night qualifier or first round, and the state was kind of the same way. It's just kind of nice to get back to a little normal, isn't it?
And I love it. We do. I mean, out east, we talked earlier, they play the Tuesday night home game, and then they play the, now Thursday they're having probably something, and then they play Saturday. I love the old school 3-day tournament.
Let's play it back to back to back.
I just, I grew up like that.
Let them have the experience of a tournament atmosphere.
Because you know what, honestly, for some of these teams that haven't been to state in 10 years or 12 years, this kind of is their state tournament.
Yeah.
And, they get the opportunity to be at the Mesa Arena, or whether it's a VFW in Bismarck, and there's big crowds, and, there's nothing more exciting than getting ready on that Friday night, the semifinal game, and you're watching the game before you, and it's just it's an accumulation of the whole season. Comes down to kind of one game.
Hey, I want to ask you a question because you played for the Magicians back in the day. You played in West Region tournaments and postseason tournaments, and now you're is there a difference being a player and a coach?
Yeah,
I'm sorry I asked the question.
No,
but
as a coach, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny they say the longer you coach, maybe the better you get at it. And I told my son there today, I said, man, when you played 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, I said, I wish I would have known now kind of some of the things then. I think we as a staff have done some things this year, and we've been better than, ever before. And it's kind of goofy how that goes. But yeah, as a coach, you kind of watch and you hope everything you've done throughout the year, the kids have learned and they've listened and they've did that. I can't go out there and hit anybody, or I can't go out there and stop the puck, but you hope the kids, they do it for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is a lot of people don't understand that. I don't care what sport you coach. You can only coach them up so much, and once the game starts, it's on the kids. I mean, and sometimes it's frustrating as a coach to sit behind the bench and go, but you can only give them so much. You're not out there playing the game.
And, it is frustrating at times, but you got to remember they're 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
You bet.
And the studies say brains don't develop till 23. I tell my kids at school that all the time. So
my brain still hasn't developed.
So I tell them I forgive them for that. But, yeah, you tell kids 15 times, and, they might get it right on time number 16. But you hope they do. And we tell our kids, be coachable. If we got to tell you the same thing 4 times during a game, that's almost gets to the point of uncoachability, and it's hard for us to play you when that happens. But this group's been really good. You tell them something, they're very receptive, and they do the best they can to change, or if they don't understand, they ask questions.
Game 3 tomorrow night, Minot High and Bottineau Rugby, number 2 against number 7. I wish you the best of luck. Embrace it, enjoy it, and I'd love to see you bring in back a West Region championship. And we'll worry about state tournament next week. We're not even going to talk about what's going on there. It's about the next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you. And, if you don't get a chance to make it down there to Bismarck, listen in on PSP. It's unfortunate they can't film it and watch it, but I know there's some other avenues for people to be able to watch the game. But
you bet.
Hopefully they're doing a broadcast. I don't even know what time the championship game is, on Saturday.
You haven't even looked that far ahead.
Looked that far. It's just crazy. I hardly know what our record is this year. When you're having fun, you just have fun. You go to the rink every day.
Hey, Jason, embrace it, have fun, and I wish the best of luck to the Magicians. Hopefully you can bring home a West Region champion, and maybe go next week and open some eyes.
Yeah, go from there. So, thank you for having us on all year, and thank you guys for everything you do at PSP to promote young kids in the area. And it's not just mine; it's Bismarck, it's everywhere. So it's awesome. I know I've got kids and daughters that play sports, and I get to watch and listen to you guys, you especially, and so it's good. I really appreciate it, and I know all the parents do, and the kids do, and grandparents and everybody. So thanks again.
And I know Nick's listening down the line, so. He does a great job, and I know he'll be there rooting on the Magi tomorrow.
Yep, that's great. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you again.
Thanks, Jason. Bye. Good luck. Safe trips to Bismarck. That is Jason Bennett, the head coach of the Minot High Magician hockey team. Again, the West Region tournament gets underway tomorrow. Actually, it got underway with play-in games on Monday night. Bottineau defeated Hazen-Beulah 8-2, and Mandan beat Dickinson 5-2. Quarterfinals tomorrow. I think the first game is at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's Jamestown against Mandan, and then followed by Bismarck, Williston, Minot High, Bottineau Rugby, Bismarck Legacy, and Bismarck Century. You can hear all those games, audio only. We apologize that we can't do the video end of it, but you can hear all the games from the West Region Hockey Tournament with Nick Hallberg starting tomorrow. 4 more on Friday. And then the 2 state qualifiers in the championship game on Saturday. East Region, that tournament got underway with play-in games. West Fargo over Mayville Portland 5-1. Devils Lake beat Grafton Park River 3-2. They played their quarterfinals at home sites. Last night, Fargo Davies shut out Devils Lake 6-0. Devils Lake over Grafton Park River 3-2. Grand Forks Central beat Fargo North 3-2. Red River over West Fargo 6-2, and Fargo Shanley over West Fargo Cheyenne 4-1. They will have a loser out in semifinals on Friday. It'll be Devils Lake and the loser out against Fargo North. West Fargo against West Fargo Cheyenne. The semifinals We'll have Fargo Davies against Grand Forks Central and Grand Forks Red River and Fargo South Shanley. Then they'll come back for the state qualifiers and the championship game on Saturday. The state tournament in Fargo coming up next weekend, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. We're going to talk Region Class B basketball. Well, actually, we're going to talk Bishop Ryan basketball when we come back here on the PSP Network and the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. We hope you will come back. Roger Coleman, the head coach of the Bishop Ryan Lions, the number 2 seed to the region tournament from District 12. We'll talk to him when we come back on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie on this February Wednesday postseason tournament action all across the state of North Dakota coming up. We'll talk to Roger when we come back on the Scotty K Show.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the MINOT Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Welcome back here to the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night. We're going to talk some more hockey a little bit later on in our show. We're going to talk basketball here in a bit, but I do have to let you know that the Minot Park District is looking to expand programming and non-organized recreational opportunities to its citizens. They would appreciate everybody's input on their proposed indoor facilities to be included in a new 5-year master plan. The Minot Park District welcomes the community to join them for a public input open house set for tonight and tomorrow at the Minot Municipal Auditorium. Tonight you can get there till, their public input open house for all ages from 5 to 7, and they'll do it again tomorrow night for the entire public from 5 to 7. That is at the Minot Municipal Auditorium. And speaking of the Minot Municipal Auditorium, starting next Monday, that is the start of the Class B Region 6 Girls Basketball Tournament, a tournament that you can see all 8 games, the 4 on Monday, the 4 on Tuesday, and the 2 on Thursday. You can watch and listen to it here on the PSP Network. And we're going to talk to Bishop Ryan head coach Roger Coleman here in just a bit. Quarterfinal pairings coming up on Monday. The 3 o'clock game, the opening game, will have the Rugby Panthers, number 1 from District 11 against our Redeemers, then the Bishop Ryan Lions. The number 2 team from District 12 will take on West Hope Newburgh. In Game 2, Game 3 will have the District 12 champion, Mohall-Lansford Sherwood Mavericks against Towner Granville Upham. And the final game, the Bottineau Stars against the Lakers of Des Lacs Burlington. We'll have the semifinals on Tuesday night, and then the title and third place game on Thursday. Again, audio and video of all those games here on the PSP Network. And joining me is the runner-up from District 12. I know he'd love to be the District 12 champion, but you know what? Your season still goes on. Roger Coleman, Bishop Ryan, the number 2 seed. I look back at the district tournament just to go through. I thought your kids really stepped up well. I mean, you ran into a good Mohall-Lansford Sherwood team in the title game. But, boy, I tell you what, you had some kids that, you know what, I don't think a lot of people know. They're probably not getting a lot of press, that sort of thing, that came up big for you Monday and Tuesday in your first round win and your semifinal win. The 2 Udekwe girls came up huge for you in those first 2 games.
Yeah, well, thanks to you, we did get some media coverage there with their performances. And, sometimes when so to speak, your stars aren't playing up to their abilities, or shots aren't dropping for them, you need other girls to step up, especially during tournament time, and that's exactly what happened with Chinello and Tochi. And, I couldn't have been more proud of them. And the girls who are normally the ones who are scoring and kind of the leaders on the team, they're more happy probably when that happened than they are when they go out and get 20.
Well, Chinello was the player of the game in the first game, and Toshi, her little sister, was second game. And I can remember bringing Toshi up, an 8th grader, and I said, "Are you nervous?" She says, "I've never had anybody want to interview me." And I said, "Hey, just be like you're talking to Coach Coleman," and did a great job. But I'll tell you what, a fine young girl. She's a great, good basketball player. She's got a lot of a lot of talent and a lot of things to look forward to. But I'll tell you what, she came up huge for you in that semifinal game.
Yeah, big time. And Coach Albertson, our assistant coach, has been kind of talking about her being the secret weapon all year long. And then, she just made a huge stride in the tournament, and, hopefully she can continue in the region tournament and really make some plays for us.
Roger, let's talk about your championship game. One of the biggest matchup problems that any coach is going to have in Region 6, District 12, and maybe, state tournament or across the state is how do you defend somebody like Ellie Unley. Now, you did a nice job of keeping her down scoring-wise, but she's such a presence because of her size and how long she is.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's tough to get anything up inside. She's a great shot blocker, runs the floor well, and she can shoot the ball. I thought, defensively, our girls did a fantastic job on her. I think she finished the game with only 6 points, but they have a good team there, great coaching, and found some other girls that could do the job for them. And really, we just couldn't get anything to fall, and shot pretty terrible. And sometimes that's going to happen at that time. So hopefully we got that out of our system.
I got to ask you about Sydney Upton. I think, she struggled shooting the ball offensively in the tournament, and I really didn't notice it until the championship game. She's not 100%, is she?
No, and she hasn't been. We're not making excuses, but...
And I don't want you to give away any secrets or anything, but I think anybody that saw her, especially championship night, knew that she ain't the same Sydney Upton that we've grown accustomed to.
Yeah, she's powering through some things for us for sure towards the end of the season. Dealt with a little bit of injury during volleyball, and it's kind of nipping back at her. I think 3 games on the big floor in 3 days was a little bit part of that, but we're going to prepare the best we can and try to get her as healthy as we can and make her run at this thing.
She'll be there, won't she?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And I bet you she hasn't done a lot of practicing this week.
No, she'll be ready.
And but the thing about it is what I liked about her is that I watched her body language, and I've gotten to that point since I've grown older as a broadcaster. As I watch body language, she never really showed any frustration, that sort of thing. Her shot wasn't falling. She wasn't. Things weren't going for her, but she never quit, and she never quit on the defensive end of the game as well.
Oh, not at all. And she's stepped up big defensively for us, kind of this year was kind of a time where we could trust her to stay out of foul trouble this year. And so now she usually has a pretty big matchup where before we'd use her more just on the offensive end and a little bit less defense. But this year she stepped it up on both ends of the floor. And like you said, I think a lot of our girls, almost all of them, do a great job of not hanging their head. We always talk about the next play and the next shot regardless. If you're 0-5, that next one's going in. And they do a good job of, if they hang their heads, it's just for a split second, then we're back in the game.
Your opening round opponent, West Hope Newburgh, the Sioux, number 3 out of District 11, 13-9 on the year, a team that beat you. But you know what? That was back in November, game 1 of the year. How much stock do you put into that?
The first game, not much. I mean, I really don't. You have 8-9 practices. You go in. They're a zone team. We don't have a lot of zone stuff in that early. Pretty much, we felt like we gave that game away. We're up double digits and then 6 points with 4 minutes left. So kind of gave that thing away at the end. And, I mean, they've been playing well. Bob does a great job with them. So it's more not really looking back that far, but looking at the most recent stuff to see what we have to do to come out with a win in game 1.
And when you talk about West Hope Newburgh, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else that plays on their team, but your number one focus has got to be Ellie Broughton. She's 6 points away from 2,000 in her career as a junior. I know you're not going to stop him. You know she's going to get her points, but how do you try to slow her down?
I think, that's always the focus. In the first game, I think we did a good job of that. I think she had 8 points or something in the first game, but there's a Tavares girl there, number 13.
Yep, I know.
She kind of lit us up, and I didn't know. I didn't know game 1 going in. So, I mean, they have other weapons there too, but obviously the focus is on Ellie. And, Maggie will probably have that matchup like she did the first game, and we're going to help as much as we can there and try and limit her. But they have a couple other scores there too that'll snake bite you if you're not paying attention to.
Hey, you look at this tournament, and I'm not saying that it's down this year, but when I look at the matchups, Rugby our Redeemers, you and West Hope Newburgh, MLS Towner Granville Upham, MLS probably is the favorite there, and then Botno Delac Burlington. Tell you what, this is wide open, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at it, obviously, Rugby's kind of up there, and then MLS, they've kind of separated themselves through the year, but it's tournament time. Anybody can go cold. Things can happen. But, I mean, Botno, if they're, surprised to see their record with a losing record. We went there and played them on a Saturday, and it was a battle. They played good in the tournament. I mean, they got a lot of length and athleticism. DLB's going to get after you defensively, and, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's just say that. We're glad to be in the mix, and we just got to take care of game 1 and hopefully to move on from there.
I know you got bumps and bruises, but have we got through the crud? Have we got through the colds and that sort of thing? Are you pretty healthy that way?
Finally, I think we had – it was 2 girls 1 week, 2 girls the next week, 2 girls the next week. So it seems like that stuff has finally been flushed out. Hopefully it is for everybody, and we're all healthy and ready to go and play the best basketball that we can for all the fans.
Cliche question from media people at this time of the year. What are the keys?
Well, I mean, for us, we got to hit shots. I mean, the Mohall game we shot, we were 8 of 50.
I didn't know you were that bad.
16%. Yeah, I said, I don't know if I've ever seen that before again. So, I mean, continue to play good defense like I think that we have. We got to make shots, this time around. I didn't think we shot it well in the 3 games that we played. Back in the odd now, a little more familiarity going back into there. So, I think the biggest key for us is honestly shot making.
And that's the thing about it is a lot of people don't understand it. You guys play in smaller gyms with not a lot of backgrounds on either side of the basket. It's an adjustment to go into the auditorium, which is a bigger floor, and you've got all that space behind you. It affects shooters, doesn't it?
I think so, and I think really you hit it on the head, I think, with the longer floor, because they get tired a little bit quicker. I don't know I know a lot of people talk about the backdrop, but I really think it's the legs. They're tired a lot earlier than they think, and then obviously without legs you're not going to shoot very well, and then the backdrop a little bit. But so hopefully those extra games we got that out of our system and we shoot the ball a little bit better. But I'd say that the key to us is making shots. When we make shots, we're a really good team. When we don't, we're a good defensive team, but it's tough to win.
Yeah. Hey, you got to score points. I mean, I know championships are won on the defensive end. They talk about that in football, and you're a football coach too. But in basketball, you still got to make shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good luck tomorrow or on Monday. Good luck throughout the tournament, and it should be a lot of fun next week at the auditorium.
I'm excited. We're excited. Thanks for the coverage. It's great to not only be able to see us after we play or fans that can't be there to watch it, but it's a great scouting tool too. So we don't have to film all the games. We just go back and watch right on there. So I love that the PSP network is covering all the games. love the job that you guys do, and it's just awesome for the community and sports fans across the nation now that can get the website.
Hey, thanks a lot, Roger, and good luck next week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Roger Coleman, the head coach of the Bishop Ryan Lions. Again, they'll open up the tournament Region 6 next week. Here on the PSP Network against West Hope Newburgh, we're going to stay with Region 6. We might talk a little District 12. Boys, Lane FLUHRER, the AD, the athletic director from Glenburn, will join me. He did a lot of games during the district tournament with me. We'll get his insight on what he thinks might happen at the Region 6 tournament. We might talk a little bit about District 12, where I have unofficial pairings for the first round, which begins a week from Friday. We'll do that on the Scotty K Show live here from the Spicy Pie when we come back.
This goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie, the Scotty K Show on this Thursday night. West Region Hockey starts tomorrow, but we got a lot of basketball coming up next week. We just got done with the head coach of the Bishop Ryan Lions, Roger Coleman, who will play in the Region 6 tournament. They'll play Game 2 as the number 2 seed from District 12 against West Hope Newburgh. Other games, rugby against our Redeemers, Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood, and Towner Granville Upham. Botno and Delax Burlington will have video and audio coverage of all 4 games on Monday, the 2 semifinals on Tuesday, and the title and third place game on Thursday right here on the PSP network with yours truly. And you know what, Lane FLUHRER, actually his title is the athletic director at Glenburn, but he's not really sitting here as the athletic director of Glenburn today. Lane did a lot of the games during the District 12 girls tournament, and I just wanted to bring him in to kind of give me an insight of what he thinks might happen next week. Lane, I really think when I look at the pairings, and if you look at all 4 games, maybe Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood is the one team that's probably a prohibitive favorite to take or to beat Towner Granville Upham. But I'll tell you what, those other 3 could go any way you want. That's a 4 against the 1 with our Redeemers in rugby, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, that's a tough matchup for anybody. You get our Redeemers, who has so much experience coming back. They've been in a lot of big games, whether it's volleyball or basketball. They'll be ready for rugby. Rugby is very steady. They don't score as many points as they have in the past.
Yep.
Very good defensively, though. Coach Brosart will have them ready to go. But I'll tell you what, our Demers creates matchup problems with Greedo down low, and then when Vibeto, she struggled a little bit in the district tournament, but you know she's going to get hot here eventually, and when she gets hot, she can carry a team.
Well, you know, the other thing is they got the Roberts girl at the other guard, and then the name. And then they can bring the Braun girl that can shoot a little bit from the outside. But the one girl that I think might be their the kid that kind of gets lost in the shuffle is the Altringer girl. She does so many things so well on both ends.
Yes, I mean she's the one that makes them go. She doesn't get a lot of the credit. She doesn't get a lot of the accolades, but she's the one that is going to be on their best player. I'm guessing she's guarding Heidewall, would be my guess in that game. And then she also is very steady in the offensive side where she can knock down that corner three-pointer, and that's where she kind of likes to shoot it. And then also she can attack the rim.
Well, you know, let's go game by game because the other girl from our Redeemers, she doesn't score a lot. But when I was doing some stats stuff today, Emily Brugman averages almost 9 rebounds a game. She doesn't score a lot, but she's one of those blue-collar workers.
Yep, you know, we talked about her last week during that district. It seems like, well, she's finally a senior. She's been on that basketball team for a long time. She's did all the dirty work for them. And, you know, I think her job is basically you don't want to know she's out there. She does all those dirty things. She's not the one shooting shots up. But I know Coach Peterson is ecstatic to have her on his team.
So that's going to, and then you go to the rugby side, and like you mentioned, they're not a team that's prolific scoring-wise. They'll play good defense. Jen's always had good defensive teams. You got the Heidelbach kid, you got the Hager kid, but they don't. And the Heidelbach kid is probably the go-to person for rugby, but they've got so many other kids that can get the job done.
Yeah, you know, they're just so well-rounded. They can go, they'll probably go 8 or 9 deep, and they'll throw a lot of different girls at our Redeemers. You just know what you're going to get with rugby. They're battle-tested. You know, they probably have a bad taste in their mouth a little bit from last year, losing on last-second shot. You know, so they're coming to the region tournament to win it. And but I'll tell you what, there aren't many times that a 1-4 seed is probably drawing, our Redeemers is drawing a lot of their attention, and it should be a really fun game.
All right, let's go to game 2. Bishop Ryan, number 2 from District 12 against number 3 from District 11. West Hope was the number 2 seed to the district tournament and then lost. This is a game that really intrigues me because they played on November 30th, the opening game of the season, and West Hope Newburgh ended up winning. I think you throw that whole game right out the window because it was played way back in November.
Yeah, you know, it's early. And, you know, West Hope was extremely young at that point. And then Ryan had a lot of holes to fill also. So they're battle-tested now. Both teams are very good. You know, for the Bishop Ryan side, how healthy is Upton? I mean, that's going to be the key factor there. She did not score the ball very good. I know I was talking to Roger today. He said he can't believe they went 2-1 with her scoring the way she did. In that tournament. So she's just like Vibeto. She's going to get going. But I sure hope her calf can hold up. I know she was favoring that a lot in that district championship game.
And, you know, and that's the thing about it. And I talked to Roger a little bit about it. I said, she's a go? Yeah, she's a go. And I said, did she practice a lot this week? She said, nah, probably not as much as she had. But Sydney's a type of girl that's going to grit it out, and she's going to get it done.
Yes, you know, and she did that in the championship game. You know, they got down, you know, by that 15-10 range pretty early in that game, and she kept battling, she kept trying, and she never really asked to come out of the game.
And the biggest thing, Roger told me, he says, the biggest thing for us, I don't worry about the defensive effort we have, but I didn't know, he said he was 8 for 50.
Yep.
From the field in the championship game. He says we have to shoot the ball good to be able to win.
Yeah, you know, in that district tournament, there was a lot of days where we had games like that with a lot of teams where they struggle scoring the basketball. Whichever team comes in to the auditorium next week and is able to score the ball consistently throughout the game, I think is going to have a huge advantage and be able to pull away.
Let's talk about the Sioux West Hope Newburgh. The first person that comes to mind, she's 6 points away from 2,000 points. She's a junior. Ellie Broughton. And Roger talked about it. He says, yeah, our attention has to be on her. We have to try to, you're not going to stop Ellie Broughton, but you got to try to slow her down. But he says, the problem is the Sioux have a couple other kids that can get things done on the offensive end.
Yeah, I'll start with Ellie. I mean, Ellie is I'm a little bit biased, probably a little bit with Ellie. I mean, her family is very good friends with me, but she's going to go down as one of the best girls basketball players to play in the state of North Dakota.
I agree with you.
And, and to probably more than likely witness her score 2,000 points next Monday is going to be exciting. You just don't get to see that very often.
No, you don't.
So, what she does there, offensively she does all that, but she also guards the best player on the other team. She also is their leading rebounder. She does a little bit of everything, and they're going to go as she goes. But like you said, they do have another all-district player in Kimberly Tabarez on the team that she ended up having 30 points against Glenburn earlier this year, and she can shoot with anybody. And so if she gets going early, you're going to get what you get from Broughton, and she gets them. But another name that has been big for them down the stretch is Lakin Lee coming off the bench, or I guess I don't know if she's starting now or coming off the bench, but she gives them a tall girl down there that's going to be able to, pound and get some rebounds for them.
All right, let's go to Game 3. Mulholland-Lansford Sherwood District 12 champion against number 4 from Towner Granville Upham. Let's talk about the Titans first. 6-16 record, kind of been up and down. They're probably not favored to be in that game against Mulholland-Lansford Sherwood, and I looked at a regular season score. They were beaten pretty bad by Mulholland-Lansford Sherwood, but you never know what's going to happen at tournament time.
Yeah, they're extremely young, and not saying that they're probably excited just to be there, because that's nobody's case. But this is great experience for them going forward. They start, off the top of my head, I believe they start 3 kids, freshmen or below. And their tallest kid is not going to be able to be in the same height category as Unlin.
We're going to talk about her in a bit.
Yeah, but, Towner, they're playing better, a lot better as late. I've reffed them down the stretch. I reffed them early, and I've reffed them down the stretch. They're a completely different basketball team, and a lot of that has to do with their young kids getting experience and moving forward.
Well, and then we look at Mulholland-Lansford Sherwood. A lot of these kids have been around and been in regional games, regional championships. I look at the Kylie Abernathy girl, who, like a Brugman girl, I think she's been around since she's been about a 7th grader. The Moberg girl's been there. You've got the Thompson girl. But the one that, and I talked to Roger about it, Ellie Unlin's our player of the game in the championship game. She had 4 points, but she must have had a double-double in blocks and rebounds. She is so hard to go against offensively because of her size and because of her length.
Yeah, well, she's a matchup problem. She is somebody that can go down low, and that's where she likes to be, but she can step out and shoot the basketball. But she also, if you watch her in that district tournament, she'd go coast to coast with the basketball. Yeah. That's something I think that she's added to her game this year. I know she played some AAU ball this summer, and I think that kind of really helped her be a little bit more aggressive and look to score a little bit more. She's a special talent in this area, and she's only a junior, so we get another one, another year of her. But she's continued to keep getting better, and it's going to be exciting to see what she can do. If she plays well in this tournament, she can be the X factor through the whole thing.
All right, and the one game that I because I know a lot about the other teams, that sort of thing. I know a little bit about DLB. DLB's not a team that has that one go-to person. But Tracy Bond gets them to play hard. They play well defensively. They've got a lot of young talent, and she uses 9 kids. She dresses 9, and she uses all 9.
Yeah, they're going to be in your face defensively, all the way up and down the court. Like you said, they don't have that go-to X factor, but without looking at the stats, they probably shot the best from the perimeter out of all the 8 teams in the district tournament at the auditorium. The Risk girl hit some big shots against Glenburn there to give them the lead and for them to pull away. DLB is a matchup. I mean, I reffed the game where DLB played rugby, and DLB's in the game until 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's another game that no one wants to play DLB. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't want to play them.
Because defensively, they get after you. And, Coach Bond, I know that's her philosophy, and it's working right now. So, DLB against Botno, I think that could be the game of the night, matchup-wise.
And the question I want to ask you, and I don't know how much you saw Botno this year. I haven't seen them once. I've got stats from Coach Vandell and that sort of thing. Looks like they got a couple of girls, the Simpson girl and another girl, I can't think of her name right off the top of my head, that kind of are their scoring leaders. But, again, they've got a complement of other players that just, do the little things.
I think I saw him early.
Okay.
I think it was the first or second game of the year. The Simpson girls, I think, is their best player. I mean, I think she does a little bit of everything for them. She's so athletic there. But like you said, they throw 5 girls out there, and they all can play basketball, and they're all going to be doing what Coach Vandell wants them to do. They're very well coached, very well disciplined. I looked at Botno DLB game to be the best game of the day.
I do too.
Or probably the point spread being nothing, going so.
And it should be a lot of fun. And the thing about it is, and I don't want to take anything away from Region 6, but in past years we've had probably the 1-2 teams that are favored going in. I actually think, you look at rugby and you look at Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, they're the district title teams. Okay, maybe they're the favorites. But I'll tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me to see an upset on Monday in one of those first-round games.
No, and one thing about it, there's not very often you can say a 1-4 game's intriguing when it comes to that. But that Rugby Our Redeemers game,
that really intrigues me.
Yes,
and that's the opener.
Yes, so I think that could be a great game. And that's not taking anything away from a 19-2 rugby team.
No, I'm not saying that. And they're number 6 in the state.
Yeah, Our Redeemers is they can do so many different things. And, they have size, they have athletes on the perimeter, and they can shoot the basketball. And when they get rolling, they're tough.
Hey, real quick before we get out of here, because you are involved with District 12 as the AD at Glenburn. I did get the unofficial pairings, but you officialized them for me.
Yep.
We do have the pairings set for the District 12 tournament, which starts a week from Friday at the auditorium. Bishop Ryan, the number 1 seed against Glenburn. Our Redeemers in South Prairie, that's the highest seed South Prairie's ever seen as a varsity team. Surrey against Berthold is the 2-7. Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, and DLB. And we'll talk more about this, Lane, as we get closer to it. But I just want to let you know that's the matchups, and that could be a fun tournament too. I think that's wide open too.
We were talking about the girls being competitive.
Oh, wow.
The boys, I think, is even tighter. And if you go to the region side of it, I think there's 10 teams that could make a run at the region championship game, and I think that's awesome.
Let's just throw it out here because I got time. The District 11 rugby gets the first round bye. You got Towner, Granville, Upham, and West Hope, Newburgh in the 4-5. 2-7 is Velva and Drake Animus, who did not play a varsity schedule but is part of the tournament as the 7 seed. And then Botno, Nedros. I look at rugby, Velva, Botno, and I think a sneaky team out there, I don't care if they're the 5 seed or not, is West Hope Newburgh with Walker. Yeah. Another Broughton that we can talk about.
Well, if you wanted to go that route, West Hope Newburgh beat the number 1 in number 12, or in District 12. West Hope beat Ryan the other day.
Yep.
And it just comes to be wet night, who's hot, who's going to be able to shoot the ball extremely well. I'm super excited for the boys' side. We get to finish the girls' side first, and we're going to have a great matchup that week. But, this is the fun part in basketball where we go district boys, we go, region girls, district boys, state girls,
tournament, and then a region.
Yep, it's just.
I love this time of year. I'll be working a lot, and I won't be getting a lot of sleep, that sort of thing. But this is the most fun time of the year. That's why I stick around for 45-plus years to do this.
Yep.
Hey, Lane, see you next Monday. I know you'll be around the tournament. I don't know how much you're going to be able to work the region tournament for me, but Lane will join me in early March at the state Class B tournament. It'll be just kind of fun to see who comes out of regions. We've got some regions that have some top teams in the state of North Dakota, and some top teams in the state of North Dakota are going to stay home from the state tournament, and it happens every year. But the one thing I wanted to say to you, first of all, I want to say congratulations to you on being named District 12 Athletic Director of the Year. And we're going to have a new region champion, but you know what? Your Glenburn girls did themselves well. If they wouldn't have lost the Hines girl, I think they might have been right there in the District 12. And I'm not just saying that because you're from Glenburn, but you know, they were right on the verge of making that regional tournament.
Yeah, you know, injuries play a factor in all sports, and you know, as a coach, as a administrator in the school, we just pray each and every year that you don't have those. But it comes with the game. It comes with the territory. You know, talking about the Hines girl, she's doing a great job rehabbing.
I understand her rehab's going really well.
Doing a great job rehabbing. She has been extremely positive. If you would have seen her on the bench all year, they
she's kind of like a second coach.
Yep, they called her Coach D. So she did her part. She was a great teammate. I expect nothing else from her.
Hey, thanks, Layne. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. We'll see a lot of each other next week. Thanks for stopping in and giving us your insight.
No problem. Thanks, Scott.
All right, Layne FLUHRER. He's the athletic director of Glenburn, but more importantly, he is a guy that kind of knows what's going on in Region 6 basketball. Hey, we're going to switch sports. We're going to go back to hockey. We're going to talk some girls hockey with Chris Stokke. He is the head coach of the Minot High girls hockey team, who finished out their year with a 2-1 overtime win over Mandan last night. They get ready for the state tournament, which comes up in Fargo next week. We'll talk to Chris when we come back on the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie right after this.
To be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie. Our final guest tonight on the Scotty K Show is Chris Stokke. He's the head coach of the Minot High girls hockey team, who wrapped up their regular season with a 2-1 overtime win last night over Mandan. They will head now to the state tournament. The girls do it a little bit different than the boys do it. We don't have a west and an east region. It's a statewide type of deal. Minot knows that they will be in the state tournament. They know who their opponent will be, and they know what seed they will be. They will be the number 6 seed. Chris, thanks for joining me tonight, and congratulations. Big win. Even though it maybe not jumps you in the standings, but to finish the year out and have a week, a little over a week off before state tournament, big win in overtime last night against Mandan.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. The girls really battled last night. You know, it always seems like we are in a nail-biter with Mandan. We have kind of developed a really great rivalry with them. I think we've played them in overtime 3 times over the last couple of years, and I think it's really good for the girls to go into the state tournament with a win.
When you look at it, you played last night, your season's over, Mandan and a few other teams have some games still left. Do you like the fact that now you get a little time off and you can kind of re-energize and refresh yourself and do some little things in practice and get ready for the state tournament? Do you like the 8-day layoff?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing you definitely always think about. I think this year it's great for us. We're running on a short bench all year, and so getting that extra time, getting that extra rest, and kind of shoring up a few of those little things that we've been working on all year is going to be really good for us.
I ask coaches all the time, you always want to be playing your best hockey, basketball, whatever it is at the end of the season. Do you like where your hockey team is right now?
Yeah, we definitely like where we're at. It's been one of those years where we've seen a little bit of, up and down, and I think we're playing really good hockey right now. Even going back to last weekend, we dropped a couple games, but we were happy with the way the girls battled. We ran into, a couple good teams. We didn't get a bounce, and, sometimes the way that's the way it goes. And I was glad to see we recovered. We didn't dwell on it. We came out Tuesday in Mandan and got a big overtime win.
Another question I got to ask you, and everybody I know has bumps and bruises at this time of the year, but a lot of teams have gone through the COVID, the colds, the crud, whatever it is. Do you think you're pretty healthy right now?
I do. I think we've had a couple stretches where we've in fact, in December, we were down to 6 girls of practice.
Wow.
We were down to 6 girls of practice, and so we've battled through that. A week ago, we lost one of our players for the rest of the season. That was a big loss for us, Macy Burke. But but other than that, we're feeling pretty good. Yeah, we got some bumps and bruises, but we're healthy.
Hey, how do you handle practice time between, you get done with the long year Tuesday, and now you've got a week or 8 days before state tournament starts? I know there's things you want to work on. You're going to focus on Fargo North, South a little bit, and we're going to talk about them in a little bit. But do you kind of ease back on practice over these 8 days?
Well, I don't know if you necessarily ease back, but you go at it with a different view. I mean, we want to go in, and we still want to make sure we're practicing hard and practicing efficiently. But no, are we going to be going pedal to the metal from start to finish? Probably not. No, we're going to focus more a little bit on systems, and especially with a short bench. We know that we want to clean some things up in our own end, breaking the puck out, picking up sticks in the defensive zone, and then that's going to lead to some offensive opportunities.
And I got to ask you a question because you brought it up a couple times.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of depth. You don't have a lot of bodies, do you?
No, we don't. We have 12 forwards and defensemen and a goalie. We had started with 13. We had one injured. So a short bench, but the girls, they work. They've worked for everything that they've got this year, and couldn't be more proud of what they've done, because we know our backs are against the wall a little bit with a short bench, and we know that at any opportunity your number is going to be called in any situation, and the girls have been just doing a great job responding to anything that we've asked them to do.
All right, just to let you know, the state girls hockey tournament is run in conjunction with the boys hockey tournament in Fargo coming up starting a week from tomorrow. And again, the difference between boys and girls is we don't have an east-west region. The top 8 teams from the girls make the state tournament, and we've got some games still left to play, but pretty much everything is determined as far as the first round pairings. Fargo Davies, the number 1 seed against Grand Forks. And then West Fargo and Mandan, they will play each other in the quarterfinals. We don't know who's going to be 4 or who's going to be 5, but we know they're going to play each other. Bismarck, the number 2 seed against Jamestown, and Fargo North South, the number 3 team against Minot High. That's a team you just got done playing, about 4 days ago?
Yeah, we played them on Sunday. So
because of do you like the fact that you're a little familiar with them to come back and play them right away in the state tournament, or does it really make a lot of difference?
I mean, for us, I don't think it really matters. We've seen each of these teams 2 times, so I think everyone's really familiar with everyone in the state. We know what we're up against, but I think any pairing we're going to be okay with. We know what we have, and we're confident in what we have.
When you look at Fargo South North, what are the keys in that first round matchup?
I think the big thing is scoring early. Always, you want to get a lead and play with a lead. Sometimes we can find ourselves off the board for a while, and then we get ourselves into a little bit of a hole. They can score in bunches, so you really have to protect the house as well. We know that they'll get pucks to the net, but focusing on keeping the puck to the outside, I think we like our chances.
You know, Chris, us in the media, we use the cliche all the time. Yeah, you might be the 6th seed going against the 3, but when you get the postseason, throw the records out because anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the way the puck falls, or, you know, the break you get here, the break you. And the other thing is, when you get a break, you got to take advantage.
You got to capitalize. We talk a lot about capitalizing on our opportunities. It's one thing that we need to do, and especially in the state tournament. Yep.
Hey, Chris, good luck down at the state tournament. We wish the best. I got one of the girls that I really good friends with her mom and dad, and I want to wish Martine Hammer the best of luck at the state tournament.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've watched her grow up since about this high, and I wish her the best. And you know what? Go pull that upset.
Absolutely.
And go get it done for Minot High. Enjoy the 3 days down there. But I do have to ask you one question.
Yep.
The prohibitive favor has to be Fargo Davies, right?
I would
or
say
Bismarck.
I would say going in, yeah, Davies. They're the defending champs. I think they're undefeated in North Dakota this year, but anything can happen.
Again, everybody's 0-0 going next week in in Fargo.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, Chris, thanks for stopping by. Good luck down there. We'll be following you, and let's hopefully we might see us in the semifinals and maybe a championship game.
Sounds good.
All right, that's Chris Stokke, the head coach of the Minot High Majet hockey team. We're headed to the state tournament next week. We're going to take one final break. Nick, I know you're standing by, but I'm going to take one final break. I want to come back and talk a little bit about what PSP is going to do over the next few days, and I also want to go through some other region pairings from around the area. So we'll take one last break here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. We'll be back right after this.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie, our final break. Just some things I want to go through to clean up some things. And Nick Hallberg, the voice of the Minot High Magicians and Majets hockey team here on the PSP network, just gave me a text. He wants to let people know that they'll have a full WDA hockey preview show tonight. I would assume on the PSP network at 9 o'clock, so you can take that in. I guess I'll have to get off the air here, Nick, here in a bit. But again, thanks to Nick for putting that together, a WDA hockey preview show tonight here on the PSP Network at 9 o'clock. Couple other things I wanted to pass on. I mentioned it earlier in the show, but want to mention it again. I know the one public input meeting is over, but the Minot Park District would like to expand programming and non-organized recreational opportunities to its citizens. They appreciate everyone's input on the proposed indoor facilities to be included in the new 5-year master plan. They welcome you to an open house tomorrow night for all ages from 5 to 7. It'll be held at the Minot Municipal Auditorium. It'll run from 5 to 7. So if you got some views on what they should do over the next 5 years with the Minot Park District, please show up for that. Do want to let you know here on the PSP Network tomorrow night, we'll have high school basketball. It'll be Minot High and Bismarck Century, their first showdown of the year after a postponement earlier this year. Minot High and Bismarck Century tied right now for the West Region lead in boys basketball. That'll be played in Bismarck Century. It's a 7:30 start. You can hear the game here on the PSP Network. Minot High with 3 games left. They'll play Century tomorrow night, Dickinson on Saturday, and next Tuesday they'll have their final game again against Century. Minot High with a 15-2 record along with Century. Bismarck High next in line with 14-4 record. Minot has assured themselves on the boys' side as it, with a 1, 2, or 3 seed to the West Region tournament. The girls, well, they're going to be they'll be a 2 or 3 seed. Bismarck Century has always clinched the top spot in West Region girls, but Minot High holds the tiebreaker over Bismarck. Minot High on the girls' side, 14-2 in the region, and Bismarck High 13-3. Minot has Dickinson and Century left, while Bismarck High has Turtle Mountain and Legacy left. Again, PSP Network, again, will have audio coverage of all 11 games from the West Region hockey tournament starting tomorrow with Nick Hallberg. Do want to let you know that the latest Class A basketball poll came out earlier tonight, and Minot High girls stayed at the number 3 spot, or excuse me, the number 2 spot behind Bismarck Century. In fact, the girls poll did not change from a week ago. It's Century number 1, Minot High 2, West Fargo Cheyenne 3, Bismarck 4, and Fargo Davies 5. On the boys' side, we had some change. Bismarck Century, after Minot High lost their game to Jamestown. Bismarck Century, the new number 1 team. Fargo Davies number 2 now. Minot High 3, West Fargo moves into the top 5 at number 4. Bismarck High number 5, and West Fargo Cheyenne also receiving votes. Again, we have region tournaments, girls tournaments that start across the state of North Dakota coming up on Monday. Our area regions. Go through the pairings real quick before we get out of here. In Region 4 at Devil's Lake, it'll be Four Winds Minnewacan against North Stars, St. John against Nelson County, Langdon Edmore Munich against Harvey Wells County, and Benson County against Dunseith. In Region 5, that's a super region now, so we have playing games coming up on Friday night. Standing Rock at Washburn, Center Stanton at New Salem Almont, and then Solon at Flasher. Quarterfinals here on the PSP Network coming up next Monday. It'll be Shiloh Christian, the 1 seed, against the Washburn Standing Rock winner. Grant County will take on Wilton Wing. Garrison, the number 2 seed, 5th ranked in the state, will take on the New Salem Almont Center Stanton winner. And Central McLean will take on the Flasher Solon winner. In Region 8, out in Newtown, quarterfinals will have Newtown against Tioga, Divide County against Trenton, Kenmare against Mandaree, and Partial against Stanley. And again, video and audio coverage of all 8 games from the Region 6 girls tournament at the Minot Auditorium starting Monday. Quarterfinals, 3 o'clock on Monday. Number 6 rugby against our Redeemers. Game 2 will have Bishop Ryan against West Hope Newburgh, Mulhall Lansford Sherwood in Game 3 against Towner Granville Upham. And then we'll have Game 4. It'll be Bottineau and Delax Burlington. On the hockey schedule, tomorrow West Region quarterfinals, here on the PSP Network. I think the first game starts at 11, so Nick will be on the air about 11:40, 11:45, maybe a little earlier than that. Jamestown against Mandan, followed by Bismarck and Williston, then Minot High and Bottineau Rugby, and then a Battle of Bismarck Schools, Legacy against Century. The loser out in semifinals will be held on Friday. State qualifiers and title on Saturday. Again, all audio broadcast of that entire tournament from the VFW Arena in Bismarck. In the East, the region goes to loser out in semifinals on Friday. It will be in the loser out, Devils Lake and Fargo North. West Fargo and West Fargo Cheyenne semifinals, Fargo Davies against Grand Forks Central, and then Grand Forks Red River against Fargo South Shanley. Thanks to Chris Stokke, thanks to Roger Coleman, Lane FLUHRER, and also to Jason Bennett. We wish the hockey team the best of luck in the upcoming West Region tournament. It's been 16 years since Minot High won a West Region title. Let's hope Jason and John Grubb and the Magicians can bring home one this weekend. Thank you for joining us. We're back again next Wednesday. Join us tomorrow night, Minot High and Century from Bismarck on the PSP Network. All the hockey coverage. We're back with postseason basketball, the Region 6 girls tournament Monday, Tuesday, Thursday of next week, and then the District 12 boys tournament on Friday, Saturday, and the following Monday. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Stay warm, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.